Good morning. So, in the lore of Justin, the origin story, if you will, I left off from 17, just getting out of juvenile detention center, and back out into Catonsville, Maryland, suburbs just outside of Baltimore City. And I reconnected with all of my friends from before, my high school friends. And at this point, I had gotten my diploma a year early while locked up, and all of my friends were getting ready to do their senior year in high school. But I had been accepted into the community college across the street from the high school and chose to live with my older sister, who was living the life, partying, having a great time, rather than staying with my mother, where she had my three younger siblings and ran a daycare out of the house. And I was fortunate enough to land a job as a manager of local bagel shop. And I think I had it all. I was working during the day, studying at night, and living out on my own, with my sister and a couple of roommates. But that wasn't enough for me, no. No, I decided that partying again. And it's always the story where I chose the party lifestyle. And it wasn't long before I was skipping classes, not studying, going out all night, doing drugs, just generally living the life. And I stayed that way until eventually the college pathway wasn't available to me, despite having been given the opportunity to a free education because of our economic situation. And I threw it all away because partying was more important to me than studying. And so I'm out there doing it. Things had fallen through with my sister in that living arrangement, but I had met a friend who had an opportunity for me to move in with them, and we became roommates and continued to work at the bagel shop for a while longer. And for I guess about a year or so, I really felt like I was on top of the world. I started selling weed and gave me economic opportunities, like financial opportunities that most of my friends didn't have. Living on my own gave me the freedom that most of my friends didn't have because they were still at home with their parents. And my place became the spot. I've spoken to some of my friends recently who told me or reminded me of how it was back then. If you wanted to smoke or party, like Justin's spot was the spot to go. And Justin and Craig, man, we did it up. We had a great time, but it wasn't long lasting. Eventually the party has to stop. And I lost my car, lost my job, and needed to find a new way to do things. And then we get into another lifestyle, truth and love.